Hey, it's Saturday afternoon and it's February the 12th. And so I'm getting ready to do maintenance on my trusty 1998 F-150. Now, if you've followed me or been around me, you know I've had this truck for a very long time. I actually acquired it in 2004. My stepfather bought it brand new in 1998 from Dunn Ford. He had it until 2004, when at the time the new models came out and he was going to trade it in. They weren't going to give him much for it at the time. It had 170,000 miles in. So I basically paid him what they were going to give him for it. And I've had it ever since. I drove it for about 25,000 miles. And right at 201,000 miles, the transmission started slipping. And I was coming home from work that day. I worked in Research Triangle Park. And as I came off the interstate, it downshifted from overdrive into drive, downshifted from drive into second, and I drove it all the way home in second gear, and the overdrive light was flashing. Telltale sign that the transmission had failed. Ended up putting a remanufactured in it, one from Ford, which is basically the 4R70W, and that's what's in it today. And this truck has been rock solid. Other than that, it's the original engine that came in this truck in 98. I've never worked on that engine. I put valve cover gaskets on it, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I've done the normal, changed the alternator here or there, changed the starter here or there, done spark plug wires and, you know, water pump, things like that. But other than that, the engine itself is still the original engine. And what I want to show you on this thing is it actually has 399,632 miles, and that is on the original engine, which is phenomenal. This thing's a little dirty right now, but normally I keep it clean. It looks pretty good to be a 98 model and almost 400,000 miles. So it's time for its oil change. This will be the last oil change I'll make in it before it turns 400,000 miles. So I just wanted to go over a little bit about this truck for those who don't know why I have a truck that looks like this. But I'll go over some of the things on it right now. It has a lowering kit on it. It has the lowering, lowering springs on the front and the drop shackles on the back. And basically it's a 3/7 what they call it. It's a 3-inch drop in the front and a 7-inch drop in the back. I think that's right. Man, it's been so many years since I did this kit, but it was a kit I found online. And I was kind of worried it was going to be too much because the truck was really high as a 2-wheel drive, and it dropped it down. Those are 20-inch Harley Davidson wheels on it, and they are replica wheels. The real Harley wheels are hard to find and super expensive. And those are a 275/45/20 tire. Those are the Cooper Discovery tires, which, you know, pretty affordable, ride good, look good. Other than that, it's got tinted windows. I was able to secure a newer front bumper and grill for this thing. I found a wrecked truck, used to be on Craigslist, and the guy was selling it. He had wrecked his truck, was getting rid of it. So I was able to buy the front grill section here and the front bumper. I think I paid like 250 bucks for that stuff, and it was already white. So I literally just bolted on the truck. And I also was able to get off the same truck, the fender flares that he had. And while the color doesn't match exactly to mine, it's close enough most people don't even notice it. So I was able to put the fender flares on it, the couple year newer front bumper and grill surround, which also gave me the fog lights I was needing for mine. So just a few little cosmetic changes to the truck that most people don't even pick up on. So with the ride height change, the wheels, the tint, you know, it made a big difference in the truck itself. Now, a controversial topic about this thing is, of course, the hood scoop. Now, love it or hate it, my wife hates it. She just hates it. But before you go critiquing it, that is an actual Mustang hood scoop. That came off of a 2004 Mustang GT. So this legit is a Mustang GT hood scoop. And if you look at the honeycomb, that's legit off a Mustang GT. Now I had to cut it, so I actually cut it in half because in a Mustang, this part is recessed, so that honeycomb's a little bigger. So I actually cut it to make it fit flush against mine hood. But that is a legit Ford Mustang GT hood scoop that came on the, I guess, 01 to 04 models. So for all you wondering, it is a Mustang GT hood scoop. Is it functional? Yeah, it looks cool. That's the functionality part of it. But if you look under the bottom, not really. I mean, yeah, I have holes drilled under there, so a little bit of air could come through here. But if you look, the air box is all the way over here. It's sealed. I do have extra holes drilled in it back here. That's one of my little speed secrets, and a K&N air filter. But other than that, no, it's not really helping serve any purpose on this thing. I mean, let's be honest. It's a 4.6 two-valve mod motor. It doesn't have a lot of power to begin with, even in the Mustangs, but it runs really well for what it is. It's been a very solid, reliable vehicle, and this is back when Ford made a real truck. This truck is made out of steel. It ain't made out of aluminum. And I don't know, for whatever it's worth, this truck has been just phenomenal for me. I can't get rid of it. I mean, I'll keep spending money on it when it needs it, because it has not left me beside the road. Even when the transmission went out, I still was able to drive it all the way back home. So to give you some background, why would you have a truck like this when you got this other crap around here? Okay. So back when I was in high school, there was a place in Raleigh, Garner. It was called We Do Trucks. They had just come out at the time. They were brand new around here. And there were a few guys in my high school, and a guy by the name of Al, and his name was Al Beasley, and he had a really cool pickup truck that he fixed up. It was a Chevrolet short bed, single cab, and he had it lowered. He had some cool, like, Boyd Coddington wheels on it. He had the Corvette engine drivetrain at the time installed in it, and it was really neat. Well, then, for like effect, he had a huge, like a Pro Mod hood scoop on the thing, some crazy paint with scallops and all on it. And it was just really wild and really out there. And it was like that pro street look. But he had the Corvette size wheels, which at the time were like a 17-inch wheel with like a 315, I think, tire on the back of it. But in that pickup truck and lowered to the ground, it was like the coolest thing ever, right? So that's where I get my kind of inspiration when I do some of these builds, because you gotta think, this is back in the late 80s. You know, I was 16 years old in 1988. So I was watching this stuff when I was in high school, and that's what the cool kids were driving back then. He was a year ahead of me. So that kind of gives you some of the, you know, why would he put a Mustang hood scoop on this thing? Of course, I don't want no big Pro Mod hood scoop on my truck. Nowadays, that's kind of tacky, but for the subtlety of it, lowered, tinted, you know, maybe something a little different from every other truck going down the road, that's what I like. Also, I changed the headlights. If you notice, these are the what they call the Lightning or Harley style headlights. Mine are actually blacked out with the clear looking corners on them. So it's just little subtle changes I did to the vehicle. What Ford could have done, when I talk about that in other videos, like with the Charger, with the Mustangs, with the Pontiac, I probably have beat this horse to death. But I wanted to kind of explain, you know, every car, every truck I have, it's unique. And this is why. It goes back to what I grew up either seeing or doing, or maybe a buddy of mine had it, or somebody in my family did it. It's just one of those things. So give you a little more background about me and kind of my style of how I do things. But this is my old reliable truck. It's been in my family since it was brand new. And what's funny is my stepfather, Ronnie, he still shakes his head. He can't believe it. The thing still runs. I still drive it every week. And like I say, my wife doesn't really like this truck, but I always remind her that I took her to the hospital the day she had my kid in it. So, you know, you can't fault it but so much. It got you to the hospital to have our kid. So, you know, there you go. Anyway, little background on the 98 F150. I don't talk about it much on the channel because clearly you guys like the Explorer more. I think in my top 10 videos every month, you love the Explorer more than anything else on my channel, which is still mind-boggling to me. Of all the cool stuff that's on this channel, the Ford Explorer is still #1. Like the top 7 videos on my channel are the Ford Explorer. Go figure. But for everybody else, hope you enjoy the content. Something different. change the tag up here on the window, and we will be all done. Add 4,000 miles to it, and that's it. So I already know what you're thinking before you even ask it. He probably drives that thing so easy, like he's driving it to church on Sunday, right? Well, no. I drive this thing just as hard as if it was a Mustang. It's got a Mustang motor, right? 2-valve power. Here we go. You ready? Come on, girl. Oh, we're about to run over somebody. Gotta let off. Look. Look, I had to let off. Trying to wind it out, blow out the cobwebs. Look, all you gotta do is a little maintenance on your 2-valve 4.6 Fomoco power. That's Ford Motor Company for all you newbies that don't know what I'm talking about. And this thing will treat you good. A long, happy life. All right, that's it. Oil change. I know it's exciting, but now you know a little bit more about this awesome, cool 1998 Ford F150 2-valve powerhouse. 2-valve tower of power. Hold on. One more time. One more hit. Yeah. Like the crackhead said, just one more hit, bro. Yeah. All right. Better lock it down before I get a ticket. All right, till next time. Later. You can't handle all this goodness.